Yo, Philly 254 living life. Back at it. So today we're looking at the game Where Winds Meet. Why did T-posting? You see that? That was weird. Where Winds Meet. And this is a NetEase game. And what we're really going to be discussing is how well does it play. So first things first, make sure you subscribe for your boy. Hook me up. Second thing second, if you're going to start playing it on the Steam Deck, here's how it goes. It's real simple. You're gonna have to start off in desktop mode first. Okay. There's a little agreement you gotta make. You gotta click on the initial startup of the game, and when you try to do it in the game or the game mode, it doesn't work well. Like it doesn't. It just the screen turns black and it never goes anywhere. It just kind of freezes at that little area. So you'll have to go to desktop mode, launch the game from there real quick. At the very least, click the little agreement, the I agree mode or whatever. Click that, make your agreements, and then if you want, you can close out of desktop and go back in the game mode, and you're good to go. No issues after that. You can keep on playing. The only other thing I have to say is you also have to make sure you have it on the Proton hotfix. Now this is all according to at the time that this was recorded. So it may change in updates, but as of right now, the two main things you have to do to make it work, you have to go into desktop mode, launch the game from there, make your initial agreements, and then when you go into game mode, you have to make sure you put it on Proton hotfix. Otherwise, it won't recognize, if you don't put it on Proton hotfix, it won't recognize the Steam Deck controllers. So once those two things are taken care of, game will just run. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. Now, how well does it play? I said that twice. That was weird. It's kind of all right. On the Steam Deck, that is. I'm not saying in general, but just on the Steam Deck, it's all right. You can't really see it on there because Steam Deck doesn't allow me to record the overlay, but it's about 30. It's between 30 and 40 frames per second. Usually 34, 35 is kind of what I've been noticing of that. So you lock it in at 30, you probably get some smooth gameplay and whatnot. I didn't lock it in or anything. I think my Steam Deck's locked in at 60. It just never got over 40. But even with that being said, the game, I'm letting you know, the game will automatically have you on pretty much all low settings. So visual settings, I think that's probably the best to go on the Steam Deck right now. And the other thing you have to kind of keep in mind, even with all that said and done, there's going to be still some stuttering. You might have seen some a little bit earlier before. You'll see some more in this gameplay footage right here. I'm just doing random stuff here. So yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of stuttering here and there, some hiccups, especially when it goes from gameplay to cutscenes. There's gonna be a few hiccups here and there. But even when just running around or doing whatever, you're gonna see hiccups going here and there, a little stutter. So that's definitely a thing. As far as how fun the game actually is, it's fun as hell. I love that game. I love this game. It's strange. So when I say it's strange, it's made by NetEase, and I don't know the full history of the game itself. I know it was released in China, I think last year or something. And I think in China it's a huge game. It's real big, does real well. So it's free to play. So just download to play it. The only thing is, it doesn't. It's like it's weird. I'm trying to think of how the best way to say it. It's free to play, and it's not, in some ways it feels like a mobile game because it has that free to play kind of, I guess, set up as a mobile game would have, except you're not pay to win. There's no pay to win on it. You're more paying to get skins and little items, but even items don't do anything special. They just cosmetics, that kind of thing. That's all good. And there's a little battle pass, just like a free to play game on mobile would be. And that's my real gripe. That part is pretty cool, but my real gripe is how mobily it feels. I guess I could say is whenever there's like a million menus, man. It's like so many damn menus. There's menus on top of menus. There's a lot of currencies, but even the currencies I'll deal with, I can handle. But the amount of menus in this game is ridiculous. It's crazy, and there's a lot of redundancy in some of the menus. You can get to the same menu screen by about two or three different menus. You know what I'm saying? And it's really weird. I think one time I was trying to figure out how to do something, and I was swapping back and forth trying to figure it out. because I couldn't remember how I got to it in the first place. You know, it's really weird. So I guess if my biggest criticism to it would be if they can kind of condense some of these menus down so it doesn't seem so confusing, you know, that would be real nice. That'd be pretty cool. As far as gameplay wise, man, games, like I said, game's fun as hell. Game's real fun. I love that shit. Um, it has like, I don't know, man. It's like going to see that little stutter. You know, it has a lot of things going for it that I definitely like. The menu system, I could definitely say it needs to be like cleaned up. And that's why I say it feels mobily. Because if you play free to play games on a mobile sometimes, there's so many menus and different ways to do things. And on a touch screen, it's already a little bit overwhelming. But on a regular screen with like you controlling it with like a mouse and keyboard, or even just with a controller or whatever, it's a lot. It's a bit of an ask. It's a bit of an ask. Like, ease up on menus, NetEase. So I guess if they ever do that, I don't know. That will definitely be a plus. You see me run the back. I think I was supposed to capture one of these horses, but I'll just run around doing random shit. But if they kind of fix all that, a lot of that would be resolved. You know, a lot of the mobility issues, the whole battle pass. I haven't even found where see that weird stutter. The whole battle pass thing, I haven't even found where it's at because it's so much stuff. It's just so much stuff. This game is crammed with a lot going on. I will say that they're making sure you get your bang for your buck, and your buck is zero. So I will definitely say that that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people, a lot of NPCs, a lot of information. The area is really huge to kind of traverse. So you're not gonna be lost on content. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely fun to play, run through, and do your thing. At the very least, though, this wasn't a full review. This was just my thoughts on it. But at the very least, I would say, if again, I'm gonna repeat myself on the Steam Deck, because everything I just said was based on playing it on the Steam Deck. But on the Steam Deck, if you want to play it, the first initial thing you got to do is make sure you go into desktop mode so you can launch the game, go through the little, its initial little cinematic, and then make sure you agree to its little agreements. And then once if you want to go to the game mode, just make sure you turn on that Proton hotfix. And you're in there like swimwear at that point. You can do what you want to do. You go ahead and play. Now, everything else, it's up to you how you want to feel. I would say the Steam Deck's probably not the most optimal way to play it, but if you want to be mobile with it, definitely. You know what I'm saying? You want to go sit on the toilet and play this? That's definitely a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely worth the download, and it's up to you how you feel. If you would, you're ready to play. If this is your main way of playing it, that's good for you. If you like it or not. I would say, like, again, lock it in about 30 frames per second, because that'll at least give you some smooth gameplay and whatnot, and kind of leave the settings at pretty much all low, because you going up to any higher, you're probably going to start dipping below 30 off top. Just throwing it out there. Overall, though, it's a fun game. Definitely worth the download. I'm enjoying it, so I wouldn't say don't play it. I'm just saying know what you're getting into, and just understand how to get it going, at least at the initial. Once you get past the initial startup of the game, and you'll definitely see it's fun to have, it's fun to play, and I would say it's worth taking a look at. As always, if you like more Steam Deck news, walkthroughs, guides, like and subscribe. Cruise through the playlist. I'm gonna let this keep playing until I die, but then I'm out.
八军皆议，赴沙场。为保家国，归明帝。王。